What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's Wise 5 Picks stream. So last time out, we hit a little milestone. That was 100 picks, all live on stream. Did you know that, Ben? I think I said something about it, but I miscounted. I thought that we were at 85 yesterday, but we were at 95. So we've
Yeah, I
officially
was
hit
like,
100.
Nick,
I
I was like, Nick,
you know,
do you
I
have
have
a background in any
I
sort
have
of
a math
numbers or
degree,
anything?
but people with math degrees are terrible at arithmetic because that's not something that you actually do when you're in school for
Like,
math.
I would bet heavy money that if we had to do like 20 multiplication problems, like, fifth grade level, I'd probably beat you.
No, I can actually do those. It's like
Oh, so
adding.
can I.
Adding is my problem. Adding and subtracting.
Okay, well, then we'll do addition.
Yeah, you probably beat me in addition.
Bet on it.
But anyways, yeah. So overall, through 100 picks, we're sitting at 54, 43, and 3. We've had a couple like 2 and 3 days in a row that I'm a little disappointed in. But I think the next 100 picks are going to be just as good, if not better, than the first 100. You agree, Ben?
Yeah, I think so. The way I look at it is 2 and 3 days are just, those are I call them kind of the coin flip days where those could either have gone 3 and 2, 2 and 3 type deals. So, I mean, when you get those, that's fine. Just
Yep.
keep moving, and then we try to hit those 4 and 1, 5 and 0 days, and then really build the bankroll. So that's how I look at it.
Exactly, and like we say, if the what we're going for is the good days are 4 and 1 days, and the bad days are 2 and 3 days. And,
Yeah.
and if that's that's the balance, then you're golden.
And I really look at it on the week type of deal. One day is one day, but I kind of look back to see how 35 picks did. I guess 25. We stream in like 5 days a week. So, yeah, I mean, 2 and 3 days will happen. 0 and 5 days will happen too. And 5 and 0 days.
We, knock
will
on
happen
wood,
too
have
as well.
not had an 0 and 5 day yet.
I know. Hopefully, I didn't.
We've had I think 3 5 and 0 days and a 1 or a 4 0 and 1 day, but no 0 and 5 days. So quick recap of yesterday's picks before we hop into what we have today. We had Mariners money line, which lost. Tarek Skubal finally pitched a gem, so that wasn't all that great for us.
You kind of were talking about that, but
I was, and then I kind of talked myself out of it. We had under 8.5 in the Giants Reds game, which hit pretty easily. Pirates team total under 2.5. That lost. Cardinals scored a lot of runs. They put in the bad bullpen arms, and they blew it. Kyle Schwarber did hit a home run, lost. He had a pitch that he should have jacked out of the park. He kind of missed it a little bit and popped it up instead. But I still think it was a decent pick. He also walked twice, which you hate to see on a home run prop. You like balls in play. That's just opportunities wasted as far as
it was
hitting
like
a
the
home run
first
is
play of the
concerned.
game. They're clapping. They're like, "Oh, Kyle, we miss you," and everyone's all emotional. And I'm like, "Come on, throw him a meatball. Let's get this shit on the
Exactly.
road. Come on."
It also felt bad that Soto hit a home run, and those were kind of the two guys we were deliberating between, the two lefties in the at the top of the Nats line.
Soto's number just was like 280, and it was like, yeah. But
and
maybe
then we
that's
had
why it should be
exactly
there.
yeah.
So
And we had our Nerfy Colorado San Diego. That one hit. Continued the Nerfy hot streak that we are on. For today. Oh, also Ben, is there any NBA today? / are we talking about NBA?
yes, we are.
Okay, because I left it in the title, kind of figuring that we were, but we haven't
It's
talked
okay.
about it yet.
There's just one game. It's Pacers and Wizards. We'll talk about that at the end. I think I have a prop I like, but we have to kind of go through them.
Okay,
So.
sounds great. So leading off the Wise 5 picks with our money line play of the day, we're going to go with the Rangers at plus 100 against the New York Yankees. And before anybody asks, this pick has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that the Rangers got no hit yesterday.
Yeah,
That was something that we kind of realized after the fact, after we had already decided on this pick.
Well, no hitters aren't even cool anymore.
No, I mean, there's a
who
no
got no
hitter
hit
every
today?
day.
Okay, want to hear something crazy, Nick?
I'd love to hear something crazy.
Someone on Clubhouse, they bet a no hitter in that game, and it was at 17-1. But in my eyes, I'm like, shouldn't you be getting like closer to 40 or 50-1?
Yeah, 17-1 is insane for a no hitter.
Yeah, it seems
That's like absolute. That's like one a day, which
Yeah.
we've had over the last 2 days.
And then it
but
hits,
over the
and
course
then
of a season,
everyone's like, it hits, and everyone's like, great hit. And like in my head, I'm like, but
no, that sounds like a terrible value.
I know, right? Something's going on with those baseballs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going on.
So the reason why we like the Rangers money line today really comes down to the lineup that the Yankees are fielding today here. And let me actually pull up lineup for this game. So Yankees on the left over here. Let me zoom out a little bit, try and fit the whole thing on the screen. So there's two pretty notable names that are missing from the Yankees lineup, namely Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, both of them not playing today.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. So we've got a lot of pretty mediocre bats in the lineup today for the Yanks. There's 5 guys starting who are
also,
hitting
Nick, how did
under
that work
200.
out, though? Like, why are they both out?
I don't know.
It's kind of weird, right?
I really don't know.
One goes out, one goes in. I don't know. There's probably some analytics that they're looking at. They think that it makes sense. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either. But long story short, they're not playing. So outfield today for the Yanks is Brett Gardner. Oh, yes, Stanton's on IL, which is why he's not playing. But Judge is getting a day off. So
I guess that's right.
Yeah. Brett Gardner,
I forgot about that.
Who plays. And then Miguel Andujar and Tyler Wade in the outfield. And this is not the kind of power hitting Yankees that we're used to. I mean, you've got other guys in here with some pop, like a Luke Voit, Mike Ford, Gary Sanchez type players, but they're not hitting for any kind of average. I mean, all these guys are striking out a lot, not really putting consistent contact on the ball. I just don't see the Yankees scoring a lot of runs here. Also, it's Dane Dunning, who's a righty, going up against these Yankees. And we've talked before about how the Yankees kind of struggle with right-handed pitching. Dunning is a younger guy who's got some pretty good stuff. He's been pitching decently, I would say. But again, I think that just with the weak Yankees lineup, I think that the Rangers are in a good spot here. Domingo Germán on the other side is pitching fairly well, but it's a lefty-heavy Yankees lineup, and Germán definitely pitches a lot better against righties than lefties. You got 4 guys in the top 6, plus another guy at the bottom who's a switch hitter for the Rangers who are hitting left-handed. I don't know. Yeah, I like the value at plus 100 here. Long story
Nick,
short.
I wanted to make a point. I was looking at Dane Dunning earlier this morning, just kind of his profile, and he has given up a lot of hard hit balls, but I feel okay with that because of the 2 guys that are out of the lineup, right? Like if Stanton and Judge are in, I don't like that because that just is a recipe for a huge moonshot. But overall, yeah, his profile is actually pretty good. He has he doesn't have any blowaway velocity, but he does a good job of mixing up his fastball and slider. And the more I study these pitchers, it's kind of like a wide receiver in football, which I played. It's sometimes not about how fast you are. It's just about trying to go somewhere the DB doesn't think you're going. And I think with some of these pitchers, like Dane Dunning, he does a good job of mixing up his selection. So not to get too technical on you guys, but I like the spot for him, and he's a guy not a lot of people know about. And he wears glasses, too, which is pretty cool on the mound. So he will not be getting poked in the eye tonight like LeBron did. I'll say that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's in position to get poked in the eye, I don't think the glasses are going to be all that much of a problem. Like, if he's getting poked in the eye, the mound is getting charged.
Hey, a notable Rangers pitcher who got in a fight. Remember that one, Nick?
There's been a lot of fights.
I'm talking years back.
Years back. What are you talking about?
So, if you guys haven't seen the video, watch this. Nolan Ryan, he was like 42 at the time, absolutely destroyed a guy who charged the mound, put him in a headlock, got like 5 shots to the dome. This has nothing to do with this play, but now you have to go watch it. Someone in the chat will know what I'm talking about. I watched that like 100 times because my dad showed me that when I was like 5. I was like, sweet, baseball's awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, are you ready for pick number 2?
I am.
Oh, also, yeah, your Giants team total.
There you go.
Already about to
I was
hit.
waiting for someone in the chat that, yeah,
Yeah,
it
Tom's
was
Tom's
awesome.
got it. Also, Tom, I just made the connection that you're the Tom from the Discord. I don't know why it took me so long.
I didn't
your
make
name
that
is
connection.
because your name is Tom in both spots.
Nick, we need to get a emoticon of Nolan Ryan punching the guy in the head
Do we?
for like a smash play. Like we're smashing this play.
All right, I'm on board.
Okay, you got to watch the video and then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's move on to the game total.
All right. So game total play for today. Also, we finally got our game totals up into the green. Yeah, after yesterday's win. So that's exciting. Let's try and keep it that way. With over in game 1, not game 2, game 1 of the doubleheader between the Minnesota Twins and Los Angeles Angels. So, guys on the mound in this one are pretty meh.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Lewis Thorpe on the mound for the Twins, Alex Cobb on the mound for the Angels.
Who?
So, well, I mean, Alex Cobb has been around for 10 years.
Yeah, but the Lewis Thorpe guy.
Yeah, Lewis Thorpe. So Thorpe making his 3rd start of the season, just his 6th career start dating back to 2019. He's a guy who will eat up some innings and probably not kill you, but he's not great. He's not good. Pretty mediocre prospect coming up. I read his scouting report. He kind of lacks velocity, and also lacks like a real punchy strikeout pitch. A lot of balls in play against Thorpe. He's not somebody who's going to walk a lot of guys, but against the Twins, I actually think that's okay because the Twins have a lot of pop in the lineup. I mean, they've been struggling this year, but they have a lot of guys who have power. Oh wait, no, sorry. Thorpe is pitching against the Angels, obviously.
Yeah,
it's same. I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean that goes for Cobb though. Cobb against the Twins. But Angels are the same deal. So Mike Trout is out, but there's a lot of pop at the top of the Angels lineup. I mean, Ohtani, Rendon, Walsh, Upton. These are all guys who are liable to hit the ball out of the park.
I'll take an Ohtani home run tonight.
Yeah, I'd love an Ohtani home run.
One of these games.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, Alex Cobb. I mean, he's like the most, like, when I think of mediocre pitchers in the MLB, I kind of think of Alex Cobb.
Tell everyone what you called him.
Oh, Ben, we were talking about it in the Discord, and Ben was like, who? And I said, Alex Corn on the Cob. Because I'm hilarious. And I
Hey,
make
he went
great
to
jokes.
Vero Beach. That's where our investor lives.
Hey,
Fun fact.
that is a fun fact. I didn't know that. But yeah, Cobb, you kind of know what you're going to get with Cobb. He's going to go a few innings. He's going to give up 3 runs. He's going to give up 4 runs. And in this kind of game, that's perfect. That's all we need. He's faced the Twins a decent amount, had some success against some of the guys, like Josh Donaldson's only 4 for 18 against him. But Nelson Cruz is 10 for 25 with 3 home runs against Cobb. So, I mean, I really just think this boils down to the bats are better than the pitchers here. We're gonna see some runs. It's a 7-inning game, remember, which is why the total is 6.5. But I like this one quite a bit.
I like it.
Anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it. Hate to always bring up their due, but it seems like the Twins, they're ready to smack the shit out of the ball. Pardon my French. Like a guy like Cruz. I think this is a good spot for him. We probably should have looked more into the home run props for him too, but
Yeah.
could be a good spot for him to hit a home run.
Yeah. Also, I have to go find this game.
So I
Show
feel
you guys
really
the line. It's at 7 in some spots. I think it's still fine at 7. It's sitting at 7 minus 105 on PointsBet. Sitting at 7 plus 105 on Superbook. And my DraftKings is not loading up.
Nick,
which
I have
is
to
where it's at
tell
6.5.
Jack this real quick.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to play that team total over 4 because Brandon Belt is out of the lineup. And then literally checked my phone with like 5 minutes before the game started, and it dropped to 3.5. And I was like, F it. And I locked it in. But I feel bad because I didn't tell what's his face in there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And then I saw 3.5, and I'm like, I get 4 and I win. And I bet it on DraftKings. But I kind of feel bad now because now it's what, 8-0?
Yeah, it's 8-0 in the top of the third with no outs.
Oh man. Oh well.
Oh, okay. So also we have to change this to over 7. It moved from 6.5 to 7 on DraftKings, which is the only spot it was at 6.5. But I'm still fine with that. I am still okay with that. And now we get it at plus money too.
Lock it in.
Max's big hen, a horn dog. What is hen doing?
Big hen in the Discord?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means though.
He's being a horn dog.
I was like, was that who chatted us? But I don't think that's his Discord name. I hope not.
I don't know. I don't know if Hen tunes into the streams or not. If he does, I don't know what his Twitch name is.
He's a lurker.
Or he's a lurker.
Which is fine. You don't have to chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're locking that in at over 7 plus 105. 6.5 line is gone, but that's okay. On to the next one. And coming up, we actually have 2 picks from the same game. So our team total and our player prop coming at you from the same game. And Ben, did you spoil it today?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? We have another home run prop today. We felt good about yesterday's. It didn't hit. We've got another one today, though, that we like. So our team total is going to be over 4.5 for the Houston Astros at plus 100. And Ben, this line was actually available over 4 minus 131. I feel good enough about this that I'm going to pay the 31 cents or take the 31 cents and get this at 4.5 instead.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I think the value is still there at plus 100.
Mm-hmm. And look at this. Now we have 4 plus money plays on the board. So
nice.
Our player prop, we're going to go Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run in this game at plus 410. So let's go lock these in. But Ben, do you want to start us off talking about the game?
Yeah, there's a few things working for us in our favor. And, one is the pitching matchup. Cole Irvin is not a great pitcher. So we got that. And it's a guy we picked on before in the past on the streams. So I trust going against him. And got some wind blowing out, too. Looks like I'm showing 15 miles per hour, Nick. Maybe some spots a little higher. But around there. It's blowing out. So I expect a lot of runs in this. Some lefties probably going to have some good opportunities to hit some home runs, and that's why we have a guy like Yordan Alvarez on the board.
Yeah, so Irvin is a lefty, and Alvarez is also a lefty, but Alvarez isn't really a guy that has extreme platoon splits at all. I mean, he hits better against right-handed pitching than he does against lefties, but it's not a significant amount. And his power is more or less the same against either-handedness. And with this one, we get, like Ben said, we get the wind kind of favoring left-handed hitters. It's blowing out to right field. So any kind of pulled fly ball from a lefty is going to get another 5 to 10 feet tacked onto it. So Alvarez hit a home run off of Irvin earlier this year as well. Exactly like Larry just said. So we like that fact as well. Alvarez Also, he's just putting the bat on the ball really, really nicely over the last little while. He's hitting 385 over the last 2 weeks. So we love to see that. He's also only walked once in that time span, which makes me happy after we lost Schwarber. Not because, but in part because he walked twice in that game. And it's kind of hard to hit home runs when you walk. So Alvarez is a guy who's swinging at everything. He's hitting everything. He's putting it in play. 385, 4 home runs, plus 3 doubles over the last 2 weeks. Plus the wind. Plus he's hit a home run off Irvin. Plus Irvin is a fly ball pitcher to begin with. I like it. So as far as the team total is concerned, again, the wind is a factor here. It's not just Alvarez who has a chance to hit a home run for the Astros. I mean, obviously they have a lot of power all up and down that lineup. Irvin faced the Astros in his first 2 starts of the year. He gave up exactly 4 earned in each of those 2 starts, in 4.1 innings the first time around, and in 5.1 innings the second time around. And then the bullpen proceeded to give up more runs. The Astros finished with 6 runs and 9 runs in those 2 games. So Tucker is 550. I think that there's value on a lot of the Astros guys to hit home runs here. Alvarez was just our favorite. He's the one that we're going with.
Yeah, and I think Nick made a good point just in general when handicapping baseball. More times than not, a righty is going to be better offensively against a lefty and vice versa, but you have to look at platoon splits, and there's guys who actually do well against, for example, a lefty versus a lefty. So
also, yeah, and that's we didn't mention this earlier, but Irvin has some pretty extreme reverse platoon splits.
Yeah,
which is unusual for a pitcher. But
and
so
Nick,
since,
I was just gonna say I would like to dive more into that as to why that is, and I'm sure we could break it down like just another time. We don't have to do that on stream, but is it something to do with pitch selection, control? There's got to be something deeper when guys like that and it's typically the guys who aren't good pitchers putting up good numbers who have those kind of reverse platoon splits, in my opinion, what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know exactly what it is. It probably has to do with some combination of the actual pitches that they throw. So maybe I mean, if you're let's say a left-handed pitcher pitching against a left-handed batter, what's usually nice is that you have stuff that breaks away from them, so it's harder to hit.
Yeah, like a fastball that can move, or a slider.
Yeah, or a slider that breaks away, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Unless you're Ohtani, you'll just crush that shit anyway.
Yeah, that's different. So I don't know exactly what Irvin throws, but I would imagine that a slider or anything that really breaks heavily away from a lefty is not part of his arsenal.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah, we can take a look. We can do that.
Let's see here. Looks like he's Nick, you nailed it, man. Just throwing the fastball about 40% of the time. Second best pitch is the changeup. He doesn't really his fourth best pitch, or I should say not best, but thrown most often, is the slider. So he's only throwing a slider 13% of the time. So to your point, maybe his fastball is not moving, and it looks like he's just throwing it right down the pipe. So there's that.
Yeah, so to put it into perspective, kind of how extreme Irvin's platoon splits are, his reverse platoon splits. So over his major league career, so it only dates back to 2019, he's only thrown 93 innings. But in those 93 innings, righties have a 239 batting average against him, and lefties hit 357 against him. So obviously a small amount of small sample size noise there, but I do think that there's enough there that it's not just completely random.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's enough data there to show that it isn't random at this point.
Yeah, I mean, their lefties aren't going to keep hitting 357 against him. I mean, that's a little outrageous.
Well,
probably.
If they were, he would not. He wouldn't be up in the majors anymore.
He's not going to have a long career if that's the case. But yeah, so that's why we like these. And again, to show you on stream, here's the over 4.5 for the Astros team total at plus 100. Do we like it at minus 120 at over 4.5? I think that's a little pricey. If I was gonna pay if I was gonna get a minus 120, I'd kind of like it at 4 instead.
Yeah,
I guess I still like it, but I don't think that it would make the Wise 5 at that number.
Yeah, because a 4 at that's gonna be minus 150.
Yeah, so I think you can get over. So we have over 4.5 minus 105 on PointsBet. The over 4.5 is. Oh, this is even better. Plus 104 now. So the over 4 disappeared. So we can't get that now either. So I guess it's good that we just switched to the 4.5 right off the bat. So I'm actually going to change this. Going to take my extra 4 cents from plus 100 to plus 104. But yeah, I mean, you could still play it. I maybe wouldn't play it all the way. Because I still do think it's going to hit. I just think that minus 120 is a little pricier than I'd like it. All right, so are you ready for the last pick, Ben?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So our last pick, Nerfy, play of the day. I let me tell you, I was really tempted to go with some Yerfies today. We didn't really talk about it when we were chatting before, but it looked good. There was just too much juice on them. So like the Cubs Nats Yerfie looked nice, but it was like minus 130, and I don't want to pay minus 130 for a Yerfie. So we're going with a Nerfy instead. We have no run first inning in the game between the Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies at minus 115. And it's looking like I'm starting to drop some frames. Comcast, we love you very much.
Do we, though?
No, we don't. We don't love Comcast. We hate Comcast. So that's not good. I have the stream up on the side. It completely crashed over there. Hopefully we're still good. Yeah, I think we're still okay. But apologies for the potential poor quality that we're going to have for the next couple minutes. But let's talk about this one. So, pitching matchup is Sandy Alcantara and Vince Velasquez. So, Velasquez is a guy who I think is one of the most polarizing pitchers in all of baseball. From a certain perspective. So he's a guy that has nasty stuff. His stuff is really great. I mean, he's struck out 652 guys in 586 innings in his career. But he also has huge control issues at times. But he's pitching really well right now. So Velasquez's last 3 starts against Milwaukee, against Atlanta, and against Toronto, gone more than 5 innings each time. 1 earned run each time, and at least 6 Ks each time. Also, he's made 8 starts this year, only given up a run in the first inning once. So yeah, if you have minus 150, this is an easy fade at minus 150.
Yeah, it's too high.
Yeah, that's way too high. It's electric. I know. I wanted to say it. I mean, that should be. We should have a electric emote for when I talk about pitchers.
Add it to the list. We're adding the Nolan Ryan punching one first.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick, real quick, John Boy or whatever, he does a whole breakdown of that. It's pretty funny.
Of the fight.
Yeah, it was like the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the?
Anyways.
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, did you see the rant that the Nationals manager went on yesterday? There was like a bad call. He took first base out of its. Oh, it was. It was. So Trey Turner, like, fouled the ball or not fouled. He hit a ball just like straight down. He was on the base path going to first base, and the catcher threw the ball into his back, and they called him out because of interference.
That
Even though he was on the base path.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
So Nationals manager came out, picked up first base, threw it on the ground, was like stepping on it, like, look, he touched it, he's safe. Ball hit him in the back. It was a pretty great rant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's completely besides the point. So what were you gonna say, Ben? Oh, also your Brandon Belt replacement, Darren Ruff, just hit a home run.
Nice. Man, those Giants, man. That's gonna be a fun series coming up against the Dodgers. I'm excited for that.
It is. This Giants team is really good.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the last 2 years they had to go through some rough times, right? Like they just had, a managerial change, and a lot of injuries. So I'm glad that they're playing well. It's fun. It's fun in the NL West, and then you have the Rockies.
Hey, they're not going to lose today.
That's very true. Yeah, they're probably gonna go for like 8 runs tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I haven't even seen the line yet, and it's not out. But I was talking to Jason about that, and I'm like, they'll probably, because they scored 2 runs, I think, in 3 games in that road stand.
Yeah, that's not
maybe
very
even
good.
1. Might have been 1. Yeah, really bad. But anyways, what I was going to say is, yeah, I like Velasquez. I like his stuff. So I think he can get out of the first inning. Marlins bats, they don't really scare me. They do have some power, a little deeper in the lineup. But yeah, I like this play. I like the value at -115.
Yeah, and then on the other side, so Alcantara, he's a guy that we've targeted for nerfies before. We actually had him last time out against the Dodgers. So the nerfie in that game hit, and then Alcantara proceeded to give up 8 runs in the second inning, which was not good as far as the Marlins' chances of winning is concerned. But for our nerfie, it was fine. So he's made 9 starts already this year, only given up 1 run in the first inning. And again, aside from that 8-run catastrophe in the second inning against the Dodgers, he's pitching really well this year. And despite that, his ERA is only 4.06. That kind of tells you how good he's been.
Yeah.
Harper home run boost, plus 400. Boosters scare me.
They do scare me.
It's like they want you to take it. I didn't really look at Harper specifically at all against Alcantara. Phillies have been nerfy killers.
Well, that's good. That means that they're going to regress, right?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
But yeah, as far as this one's concerned, I think if you're getting this at any worse than like -120, I'd stay away. I think -115 was kind of right at the cusp of where we felt comfortable with
maybe
this one.
120 for me, but
yeah, I think 120 is a take. 125 and up is not a take. So yeah, that wraps up the Wise 5 picks. Again, Rangers money line plus 100. Twins Angels game 1 over 7 at plus 105. Astros team total over 4.5 at plus 104. Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run at plus 410. And Miami Philly nerfy -115. You ready to talk about some basketball?
I am. So I didn't actually look at the lines yet, but I have an idea of one that I like. So we'll kind of have to do it live on stream, and you can enter my crazy handicapping brain when I look at these lines.
Okie dokie.
Sounds fun, right?
It does. I'd love nothing more.
It's like that SpongeBob episode, man. Just a lot of shit going on. Running around, shit's on fire. It's chaotic.
So today's game, Indiana Pacers, Washington Wizards. And if I'm not mistaken, this is for a spot in the playoffs. Just full stop.
It is. For that,
so winner gets the 8 seed, loser gets to go golfing a couple weeks earlier, because let's be honest, whatever team wins this is probably going to lose in the first round anyways.
They just get to go. Yeah, they get to go golfing earlier than the other team. So
So
What are
Washington.
you getting at something, Nick?
No,
All
I'm
right.
just saying. Maybe.
What state has better golfing?
I mean, well, only one of them actually plays in a state. So
Well, the surrounding areas. I bet Indiana has some nice
I bet
courses.
Indiana has some pretty nice golf courses. It's
Yeah.
flat, a lot of grass. Around
But
DC, it's all built up and urban. There's
yeah,
actually
Top Golf.
there's actually some super nice country
bet.
clubs in Northern Virginia.
Like the
That's where all the
president
that's where all the rich people live. All the people who work for the
plays.
government.
So let's go to Russell Westbrook's prop numbers.
All right, so first off, lines in this game: Wizards favored by 3.5. Money lines: Pacers plus 133, Wizards minus 159, and the total over under set at 237. So Ben wants to take a look at Russell Westbrook.
I mean, real quick, I can say I lean Wizards and under, but I don't know.
But
Leans
not-
for me.
not
That's
play level?
gun to the head. I would play those two just because. I don't know. The Wizards. Bradley Beal's banged up, but Russell Westbrook I think is going to have a good game today. He might have to shoot the ball about 30 times and do his thing. So 25 points over under 25 and a half points. What is his rebounds, points, and assists at today?
So let me go to player props. That would help.
That'd be funny if Tommy was like actually golfing
I mean, he could be.
in Indiana.
I mean, I know he's from
Said
Indiana.
that.
He's a big Hoosiers fan. So Russell Westbrook PRA 53.5.
And I gotta think about this one.
So if his points is at 25.5, that leaves him 18 rebounds and assists.
Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. It's 28.
Yeah, 28. Man, that's a steep number.
Yeah. That's a lot.
I mean, he's basically if he gets, let's say he gets 26 points, 10 and 10, still doesn't get you to that number.
No.
But he did have 15 or more. I think he had how many rebounds? It was like 17 maybe last game. But his assists were down. Assists were way down. I was hoping we would get better value, but that's tough. I mean, even the game before, he had 23, 15, and 10. Still didn't hit that number. Man, that's tough. I gotta stay away from that. I was hoping we'd get something closer to like 50 or but 53, I can't do it.
So I mean, when was the last time he hit 53? I mean, I guess against Atlanta just a couple games ago.
Yeah, but still,
And the game before that.
the last
And the game
three.
before that.
So you could look at it two ways. One, this number's too high. Two,
This number's
he
too low.
is going to kind of regress and go back to how he was playing just 10 days ago. But
Yeah,
I don't
so
know. With
let's-
the playoffs, or,
So-
I guess playing games, it's like,
Here,
I don't know.
This is kind of interesting, Ben. So against Indiana this year, they've played a couple times. So in an overtime game, Russ went for 33 points, 15 assists, 19 rebounds. The game before that, he went for 14 points, 24 assists, 24 rebounds. I think that was the game that was the first time there was ever a 2020 game that didn't have points involved.
Oh, the May 3rd game.
Yeah. Before that, against Indiana, he went for 35 points, 21 assists, 14 rebounds.
Wow.
So
So that's why this number's high. one of the reasons.
Yeah, I mean, and also these have been high scoring games. So Wizards won 132 to 124 back in March. Wizards won in May twice, 154 to 141, and then 133 to 132 in OT.
Man.
So a lot of really high scoring games.
So Nick, here's the question we have to ask ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to get a game that is similar to those regular season games, or is this play-in atmosphere going to be a different animal? I mean that's the beauty of what we do, but I can't give you an answer on that, so I got to stay away.
So let's take a look at what happened with Charlotte. So Wizards played Charlotte last time out.
Celtics.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, the Celtics game has disappeared from the. It's not on the game log for some reason. Oh, yeah.
I could see why you got confused because
that was just the last regular season game. Never mind.
Yeah. So he went 0 for 4 from 3. That was part of it. The assist was weird though. That was the first time he went under 10 assists in about 10 games.
Yeah, so Ben, what was the score of the Wizards Celtics game?
I don't have it off the top of my head. Do you have it?
No, that's why I asked you.
Oh, I thought you were quizzing me.
No, I'm not quizzing you.
I'm like, what is it? I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
It looks like it was 100 to 118.
100 to 118. So how does that compare to when the Wizards and Celtics played in the regular season? There was a 111-110 game, so the point total is pretty much exactly the same. There was a 104 to 91 game, which has less points, and there was a 116 to 107 game. So we're seeing roughly the same number of points, at least with the Wizards Celtics, from regular season to playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what implications that has for.
Yeah, this is the tough one.
For this one too.
I got to stay away from this number. I was hoping, again, it would be closer to 50, and I was thinking about firing it up. Also, could you look at his odds to get a triple-double? I'm just curious to see
He's
what
minus 420.
Oh, man, I can't do it. There's no way. I could.
Well, what do you want it at? You wanted it like even money?
I want it at like minus 200. But I would never get that.
No, you'd never,
isn't
ever,
that
ever
crazy
get that.
though? Minus 420.
It's not crazy.
But it is though.
But it's not.
I mean, it's crazy if you bet it.
But it's honestly, it's kind of not.
I disagree. I think that's a terrible bet.
How many games this year has he not got triple doubles in? Like, if you bet every game triple double over the last couple months at minus 420, I think you make money.
Be close to. I guess the way I look at it is playoff playing atmosphere. It's different. It's different atmosphere.
It is different.
Maybe that's my bias why I think that's a terrible play. And I also hate playing anything over like minus 200 ever, so maybe that's part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't hit last game. But it's higher now. It was minus I think it was minus 330 last game, but this has to have a factor of how he's played against the Pacers too.
Oh, 100%.
Going 20-20 is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't come close to missing a triple double. Like the least total he's had in points, rebounds, or assists against the Pacers in any of the games that they've played this year is 14.
That's crazy.
And that was his points on May 3rd.
Wild stuff. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to have a lot of actionable plays here, but I do lean under, Nick. I just think that's the Pacers a little misleading on their last game, and like Jack Beck said, they're not putting up 150. Though the Wizards could.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
I'm going to probably sit back and just watch this one. So
I'm probably going to sit back and not watch this one.
There's some hockey on tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching hockey.
Watch the last few minutes if it's tied up or something.
I didn't tune into the last few minutes of the Lakers Warriors
Triple
game.
overtime. Double. Tune in. Double of OT.
Yeah, I mean each overtime will take like an hour.
They need to implement the what's it called? Oh man, the name of it. It's a rule where the last 5 minutes, whatever the margin of victory is,
Oh yeah,
they just have to score the difference, and that's the game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Would not be surprised if we see that one day.
Is that the fix that the NBA needs though?
No, they have they have bigger issues, but that would help. That would help a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
They need to stop. Everyone needs to stop flopping. Like the,
I think the thing that pisses me off the most right now is that the underhand 3-point shot to try and draw the foul.
oh yeah. Like if you're in defensive position and have your hand up.
Yeah,
Oh,
they'll
foul.
like come up under
Elam
the
ending.
Elam
There you
ending.
go.
Yeah, that's the.
I'm telling you that they've done some research on that, and people like it a lot. It's just a huge change to the game.
Yeah, it's a
But-
change. I don't think it fixes any of the actual fundamental flaws.
No, it would
In-
make the ending more exciting, but to your point, no, there's other issues.
Yeah, there's much bigger other issues.
Funny.
Uh,
All right, guys, that's all I got.
Yeah, well, so Jabo said Pacers give up way too many points in the paint. I can see Russ being able to drive all game.
Good point. It's actually kind of surprising to me because Sabonis is in the paint, but it's not as simple as like, do you have a big guy in the paint? You know, there's a lot of defensive principles that go into points in the paint, so that's a good find.
Yeah, and I mean, if he's driving, it's also probably racking up trips to the line.
Like a team like Utah, if Gobert is close to the paint, he's 100% contesting a shot. That's how they kind of have their defensive game plan. Not to say Sabonis never does that, but you know, it's kind of complicated. It's the NBA. Who knows what the hell's going on? Can't leave shooters open, but also you shouldn't be able to just let guys go down the lane. So maybe that's why Russell Westbrook is killing the Pacers.
Yeah. And Jack says, do you guys like the Blue Jays? I think Mats comes back and starts aggressing in the right way. I mean, so Mats pitched really well against the Phillies last time out. It's a tough one for me, though. Red Sox hit pretty well against lefties. Blue Jays have a lot of righties in the lineup going against a righty. Pivetta is not all that flashy of a pitcher, but he's a solid guy. He's not really gonna win you a game, but he's not gonna lose you a game. I didn't really have any kind of good read on that one way or the other.
Yeah. I actually thought today had a lot of tough games to handicap.
Today was really tough. So actually,
Yeah,
I ran model stuff for all of the games today, and that kind of helped a little bit with some of the picks. Or like opening up, like, oh, we should look at this. So like the Astros team total over, the model had them absolutely demolishing Irvin today. As an example.
Be onto something there. Might be onto something.
We gotta compile some data to kind of see how it's biased and stuff. Because it certainly is biased to an extent, but that's not any different from anything else. You just have to make the right adjustments to it to make it either unbiased or accurate. But yeah,
All right. I'm going to go golfing, so
are you?
just kidding. We should go golfing, Nick.
We should go golfing. I'd love to go
All right,
golfing.
clubs. It's nice out.
Just go down to the park.
Speaking of golfing, I think the PGA Championship started today. Speaking of that, if you are in our Discord, which I know a lot of you are, we have golf channel. And looks like a few people are throwing some picks in there, so that's cool. So
I
there it
forgot
is.
to open up the
Oh,
chat
is
bot.
it
Does anybody
not
need the
working?
link to the Discord? I'll open up the chat bot if you do.
Who is not in the Discord?
I feel like everybody's in
One
the
of you.
Discord.
Yeah, I feel like most. I mean, there are a few names I don't recognize, but
But yeah, I think that wraps up the stream for today. Thank you all, as always, for being here. Good luck today with the picks. I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully, we have a little bounce back luck on the home run prop. I like this one. We'll be back.
Yep.
Same time, same place tomorrow, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, with 5 more picks.
all right, guys, we will see you later.
Later.